hundreds of million years ago. The world ocean gave back a pile of soil of nearly 50,000 kilometers to Eurasia, and the gift was named the Caspian lowland. Only mighty river was left here to cut when steppe reaches with a life-giving stream. Ever since, this small part of land, on a basis of years, has been washing over not salt waters of the Great Lake Caspian Sea, but various tribes and peoples.
Fertile bottomland generously shared its treasures. If everything we see today surrounding ancient people, their grasping intention to claim the Volga lowland is soluble. Perhaps the land reminds them the lost paradise Garden of Eden. Who knows, was the second or the African mankind cradled just here? In any case, the last 2,500 years old those who inhabited this region always left a considerable trace in the world history.
In the 7th century of Common Era, Balsa region tribes found their home in the Caspian lowland. Legendary and formidable Scythians, bellicose, and at the same time womanly Amazons, fellow warriors of Samarans and Elam tribes. Many silver medium barrels were left in the Astrakhan region, where we are able to discover the amazing worldview and poetry of its expression is as piercing and precise as the one of ancient masters.
They preserved the spirit of the man who found himself an integral part of the living world. In accordance with the ancient legend, was Astrakhan steppes treasures a tomb of far mother of all the amazings, and even a whole caravan of camels would not be able to carry out the amount of gold buried there. However, the time of formidable Newmans has passed away in the 7th century. This land returns to the world history with the first feudal state of the southeastern Europe, Khazar Khaganate, having taken under control the vast part of the mainland trade corridor China-Europe. Khazars promote safety to the merchants of the legendary Great Sea Road, understanding of the fact that peace and trade are much more profitable than war resulted in prosperity of the early Middle Age state. And so Astrakhan people treatised in accord with the evidence found of the spot of archaeological excavation near Samostelka settlement. The place was tolerant for all religions and conventions known at the time. This largest European city of the time is presently of constant interest to professional historians and numerous tourists. The course of history in implacable Khazar Khaganate as major of mighty empires of the early Middle Age passed away.
On the world stage, the lowland of the Volga returns with a new force in the 13th century, becoming of the center of a new state of Nomans golden hair. There was an union of great Mongols with Bolshevik tribes. The formidable armies reached, dumped and conquered the territory of the next 25 years, laying a tract on scattered Russian principalities.
Sarai-Batu or Sarai al-Mahrusa, the capital of the Horde state, reveals its secrets today, confirming the travelers' remarks of the 13th and 14th centuries about its greatness. And people of different religions and nationalities lived here in peace. Today, this great city of Middle Age is full of people's voices again. Here, historical and feature films are shot. Historians and archaeologists thoroughly and unhastingly work here.
Walk along newly opened Ending Street. Who knows, maybe in the nearest future we will be able to find a tomb of great Baitul, the founder of this empire and the great son of mighty Genghis Khan. Extant chronicles say that between is buried with cultural copies of these two favorite houses made of solid gold.
Modern Astrakhan originates from the time of famous Ivan Terrible. This Russian that annexed the steppes of Lower Volga to Russia, that having put an end to Astrakhan canon that had appeared after the breakdown of Golden Horde. In the middle of the 16th century, the constructions of the first fortress near Golden Horde city, Astrakhan, begin on the Tsar's order. Probably Russians believed that together with the name the city ought to partially acquire the prosperity of its predecessor. Otherwise, how can we explain that the city was named Astrakhan? The first wooden fortress did not survive, but presently the Astrakhan Kremlin that changed. It fully represents that the greatness and might of the new epoch in the history of Astrakhan land. The constructors and designers of the Astrakhan Kremlin obviously did not want Heliod by both strength, walls and greatness of architectural elements to the main Kremlin of Russia, Moscow one, and they succeeded.
These walls give shelter to thousands of merchants from different countries and of different nationalities. Remaining Persian, Armenian and Indian trading houses live evidence of extensive commercial and diplomatic context of that period. Astrakhan merchants and manufacturers have left whole blocks of magnificent architectural ensembles to their descendants. These ensembles fancy alike combine Oriental motifs with Empire and Baroque styles. Today many of these houses are united into a single cultural space. Museums, theaters and picture galleries are located here. Today even wooden buildings get their second life.
It would be fair to say that Astrakhan is only frozen history. On the contrary, it is a developing modern city, an economic research and region right center of the Caspian region, the southern gateway of Prussia. Here we skillfully and creatively combine the rich past with the present and look into the future with typical Southern optimism.
Here, as in no other place, we use the gifts of nature produced by genius Astrakhan land, and we are ready to share these gifts. People know how to raise here various opportunities for recreation, of by nature itself and by man-made facilities.
Here, one can always feel unique Astrakhan pictures. Everyone observes it after just a few days in Astrakhan, and this feeling will remain with the persons forever. Today, tourism is one of the most dynamically developing clusters of Astrakhan economy. In fact, the task of tourism operating companies is to provide maximum comfort for numerous tourists. Everything else is provided by unique nature and rich history of this land. And of course, we have to mention famous hospitality of Astrakhan people, the history of which dates back to the time of the Great Skillway.
When celebrating last birthday of our city, almost 7,000 people from Astrakhan, representing over 100 nationalities and all major world religions, made a live circle around the most important symbol of our city, Astrakhan Kremlin.
It's not by chance. Astrakhan was named the triangle of Muhammad, Christ and Buddha. It's really favored by gods, and the land will remain blessed while people here treasure the past and remain united and present. This is the idea every Astrakhan person is born with, and everyone who visits this amazing and unique land feels the same.